Hi, it's Clifford Edwards, and welcome back to this series of videos on creating more connected relationships. In the first video, we talked about the power of choice. That is, the ability you have to make conscious choices about your thoughts, words, and actions. Today, we talk about looking for what's wrong. One of the big traps that people fall into within relationships is to focus on the negative. If any of your relationships aren't working, you may be caught in this trap too. That means that you tend to specifically look for and emphasize what's wrong or what's not as you want it to be in the relationship. Areas of disagreement between you. What you don't like or approve of about them. Resentments or hurts. Or anything else that's negative. I call this the trap of looking for what's wrong. I like to think of the habit of looking for what's wrong as a filter that puts a negative bias on the way you perceive and interpret everything. I call this wearing the what's wrong glasses. Wow, I can't see anything through this. All you tend to see are the things you judge as wrong or bad about the person or circumstance. When you're in that kind of a negative headspace, how does it feel to you? And how does it feel likely to the others that you're judging? But the good news is, you have the power of choice. You can choose to take off the what's wrong glasses and look instead for what's right. Looking for what's right means emphasizing the things that you like or appreciate, or the things on which you do agree. You can think of this positive filter as your what's right glasses. Through them, you can look for things you appreciate about your family members, like qualities that are positive and admirable. You can look for things that you can compliment them for, common bonds or experiences, or areas of mutual interest or talent, or anything else about which you can find something positive. For years, I was caught in the trap of wearing my what's wrong glasses with my mother. When we were together, I'd constantly think about how I disagreed with her and how I resented her. I mentally judged her and I focused on what I didn't like. I was often cold and short with her, or sarcastic and snarky, and my negative judgments prevented us from having a better relationship. But one day, I figured it out. I decided to try focusing on the positive. And though I didn't call it that at the time, I chose to put on my what's right glasses, and to view my mom and the family situation through them. I chose new ways of thinking and speaking and acting with her, and it made a huge difference. I began to see her in a different way, and a much more loving way, and I no longer judged her. And I no longer felt like I was being judged by her either. So my suggestions for you are as follows. Notice if you've been wearing what's wrong glasses and filtering your experiences with anybody in particular. If so, consciously choose to remove the old negative filter and to put on the more positive filter of your what's right glasses instead. Practice ahead of time, before you're together, and make a list of the positive things about the person. Review the list several times, and as you think about the things you do like or appreciate, allow yourself to feel positive, appreciative, and even loving feelings. Then, when it's time to see them, imagine that you're pulling out your what's right glasses. Put the glasses on and use them in your interactions and see how your experience changes. I welcome any comments, feedback, questions, or sharing that you might have. And please watch for more short video tips for creating better relationships. So, this is Cliff Edwards saying thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.